So you had a weight problem?
Yes, I got up to almost 300 pounds at one time.
And you're 6'5"?
I'm almost 6'3".
6'3", okay.
Yeah, and so I'm down in the 230s now these days. But you know, it really doesn't. You know, someone has a weight problem. It's really a heart problem, and you can see someone who's skinny at the moment, which you know I can show you photographs where I was up and down and up and down. Mm-hmm. But that really wasn't the indication that there was a heart thing going on that was driving my overeating. Because when I was down, I was just warring against my own soul to overeat to try to medicate the things that I was trying to escape from through food.
But that's not always, in other words, overweight people, are they always medicating something?
To my sense is that I think that food is for the body and it's not for the soul. To hear soul food, I think there's a point at which you're now eating beyond your body's need, and you're now eating because you're getting some kind of emotional benefit from it.
Okay, so it's a feel-good thing.
So to me, you know, as I interpret it, and I don't want to lay this on other people, but I think it's probably fairly broadly true, that if we're eating consistently more than we need to sustain our body, there's a reason behind it.
When you had a breakthrough, you talk about breakthrough, escaping self-condemnation.
Yes.
What does that feel like?
It is a wonderful feeling, and I just want to recommend it for everybody. That's the top line response. There's a place where
an example you could give us?
Absolutely. A great example is that whenever I make a mistake, because if you're dealing on a low self-esteem and you think all your value is based on your performance and you make a mistake, it's really bad. It feels really bad, and it used to drive a lot of really bad behavior. But I came to one night, I was supposed to speak to a bunch of guys in the addiction program, and I'd been asked to talk about self-righteousness because we found some issues with the guys in the mission we need to, or in the recovery program. We need to talk about
Sounds
that.
like most churches.
Okay, you said that. That's right. You can give them your email address.
That's right. They will anyway.
Yeah, that's right. But as I began to study the issues on self-righteousness, I went, I've got it. I finally realized when I was called in that place to teach on it that I came under real conviction that I had an issue with it. And what it is just this process of going through life of trying to build your self-esteem up by trying to pull down people who you think are above you and trying to keep down people who are below you. And the way it's all based on a sort of house of cards systems of making a mistake. Oh, well, he did that to his daughter. Okay, well, I never did that, so I'm better than he is. So now he did that, but I didn't do that, so I'm better than he is. And you start layering this thing on. Well, what happens is you can't sustain that. At some point, you do one of the things, and your whole house of cards falls, and you condemn yourself. And you have no Jesus to deal with, to help you be righteousness in this self-condemnation. So once you forget, I went through the process of repenting of that. And I just put my head down on my desk. And then, of course, when I talked to the guys that night, I went, let me tell you, I got it. So I want you to do what I've just done so you can be free of it too. But what was interesting is that about a month later, I did something that was totally against everything I wanted to be as a person, as a Christian. But the bizarre thing is that I didn't come under condemnation. There were consequences, and I had to go to forgive and talk to this person and make it all right. But I sat there, and I remember in the kitchen with my wife going, wow, I am not beating myself up because I know that I just made a mistake. They're no better than I am. I'm no better than they are. We're all on an equal plane from the love of the Lord and the value the Lord has in us. And what I've done is I've just made a mistake. And it was one of the most freeing moments of my life.
That's that grace of God. You know,
he rewired me after I was compliant to do what he asked me to do, which is he wants us to operate out of humility.
Yeah.